Okay, so now 2000 grit's all done. So now we're gonna move on to the 3000 grit, but I'm gonna do that wet. I can't see it, but generally I'll just go over it twice. 2 passes just to know I've covered it. And then when we move on to the 5000, it'll start becoming up like a matte sort of polished finish. So I'm gonna start off by denibbing the body, and we'll go over the entire body and do that process throughout. Then a 2000 grit, then a 3000 grit, 5000 grit, 8000 grit, and then 10,000 grit, then buff. So I'll show you what's been done so far. So I've done the right-hand side quarter panel and up over the body down to the A pillar. I'm gonna continue this process over the rest of the roof and down over the other side. Down on the left-hand quarter and up and over down to the A pillar as well. Also been cleaning up all the leftover mess from respraying the body again. So as I said, I'm gonna start with the 2000 grit dry, do the roof and the other side. Let's get into it. So now I've done the roof in 2000. I've got an even finish, a matte finish all the way over. Just a few little indents. They're very small microns, so I would expect the 3000 and 5000 will get those out. So I'm not sure if you were able to see in the last video, because of the lighting, whether you could see the denibbing process. So I'll just give you an example here of what I'm actually doing with the 2000 grit. So you can see just in there, there's one of them. So I'm just going to gradually just go over that finally with the 2000 grit, and you'll see that sort of go to a matte dead finish. You don't want to hit it too much because you don't want to burn through the paint. So I'll just wipe that back so you can actually see what's happened. You can see there it's gone to one complete surface, which is what we're looking for all over the car. So I've completely gone over the body now with the 2000 grit, apart from the right hand side, because I've already previously done that. So I'll just show you the finish that you need to have it before you start moving on to 3000 grit and then onto the 5000 grit. So it's a very even matte finish. There's still a few low points, but I would expect the 3000 and the 5000 will get those out. This is what you're looking for paint correction, especially when you know you've got a good amount of clear to work with. It gives you peace of mind that you're not going to burn through it. Okay, so now 2000 grit's all done. So now we're going to move on to the 3000 grit, but I'm going to do that wet. I can't see it, but generally I just go over it twice. 2 passes just to know I've covered it. And then when we move on to the 5000, it'll start becoming up like a matte sort of polished finish. So I'm just going to go through and show you what I use when I do this paint rectification process. So this is the interface pad I use. It's quite soft. So what that does is it gives the DA the shape to move over the body. So it keeps it quite flat and even over the surface. That I use with the 2000 grit, which is this one here. Then I move on to the 3000 grit. You can sort of feel it, but there ain't much to it. Then onto the 5000, it's starting to feel like it's basically nothing, but it does do something. You'll see in the process as I go through it. This is an 8000 grit, and this is a 10,000 grit. So just while I'm here on this side, you can see the difference between 3000 and 2000 grit. It's a massive difference, even though the grit is such a massive change. Now I'm gonna just stay on this side, I'm gonna continue it through this process so it saves me running around the car so many times. So I'll continue doing 5000, 8000 and 10,000 on this side, and then I'll go to the other side and continue on with the same. So this is the difference between 5000 and 2000. Now that I've gone over the 5000, it's got rid of a lot of the small indentations that were still there. I didn't want to push it too far with the 2000, that's why I left it and let the 5000 do its job. Now on to 8000. Last but not least, 10,000. So I've finished going over it with 10,000 now. You can sort of see it's a semi sort of matte polished. And over here, you can see the difference between the 2000 and then the 10,000. And if you just go over it slightly, you can see all the imperfections, scratches, and it's made it less work for when you actually come to buff it. It's a lot easier to bring it up to a shine after you've done this process, and it's definitely worth a while. You would think it's not really a labor intensive process when you reverse the way it's done to what I used to do, which was heavily work it with the buff. And sometimes the risk is not worth it. And in my opinion, this has definitely given the best results, and actually it's a lot faster doing it this way compared to working the buff all the way through it. So you can see there the difference between polished, just with a medium cut so far, to 10,000. Okay, so I've finished going over the car with 10,000 grit. I've gone through all the grades. So it's almost a semi-gloss. It's basically nearly buffing the vehicle. So now I'm up to buffing the car, and this is when the gratification comes. This is when I get excited, because this is where all the hard work really pays off. So now we're going to see the color pop. So I'll get the new buff out, get that set up, and then let's get into it. Okay, so this is where all this hard work pays off. I'm now going to start the buffing process. I'm going to start with a heavy cut, then move on to a medium cut, and then a polish. You'll see how quickly this comes up because of the process that we did before. It makes buffing a much easier way to get through and get that gloss right up. Thought you might want to listen to that rotor. So he's still running the motor in. He's just picked it up. It's a Promo's billet built engine. He spent a lot of money. So he's got to run it in, then he can wind the boost up even more. Thing's amazing. So the lighting's getting a bit low, it's getting later in the day. I'm still not happy with where it's at. Another couple of passes with the coarse cut. Then we should be good to go over it with the medium cut, then onto a polish. But as you can see, it's coming up real nice. Okay, so quick jump. I've gone and I've done the coarse cut and I've done the medium cut as well. It's turned out beautiful. I'm really stoked with how it's coming out. Still got to polish. There's a few little things that I've got to rectify, but there shouldn't be a little bit of a problem. It's just a few little lows and highs that are sort of coming up in the clear, but nothing a bit of 1,000 grit sandpaper can't fix. So I've still got a lot to do. I've still got to do the same process on the doors, the spoiler, the side skirts, the front bumper, the rear bumper, and the wing supports, door handles. I worked back pretty late last night, just working on some of the other panels, the boot lid, the guards. I realized that when I was working on the guards, it was very hard to buff because they're so flimsy. So I decided to let that go and just come back today. Mounting doors has always been a big issue with me in the past. It's hard to get them aligned without sort of damaging the panels. Generally, it takes about 2 or 3 people to mount one door. So I had my partner help me today, and we've got the doors on. I've got the boot lid on. I've also installed the guards so I can start preparing those for the paint correction. Hence, mounting them onto the car gives me a firm surface for them to stay stable with while I buff them up. So I'll just show you now where the car's at. I was kidding myself and thinking that I was going to get this all done this weekend. It's going to take another couple of weeks, I reckon, to start getting it all back together and aligning everything up. But here you go, I'll give you a quick look. So I haven't gapped anything properly. I've just mounted it up just so it's in the right position, but I'm not happy with the boot lid yet. There's still some fine swirling in it. So I think I need to go back over it with the 5,000, the 8,000 and the 10,000 again. I couldn't buff the bottom edge of it because I couldn't get decent support on the horse. And so it was wobbling around. So I could do the top, but not the back edge because I didn't want it slipping off and then I'd have to repaint it. So just coming across the doors, they're not gapped properly yet either, but I just need to get them mounted. I've taped up all the edges so I don't risk damaging any of them. I've also laid tape down where any of the bolts go, just so the washers don't actually strip into the paint, because I'm pretty sure we're going to be putting dress-up bolts all over this vehicle. So now I've got that left-hand guard done in the 2000 grit. I haven't done the other side yet, but I'll just take you over there and I'll show you the other side. So that's not done in 2000 grit yet, but once again, I've done the tape underneath the bolts so I don't risk stripping into that paint. So it's all just roughly mounted for the minute. Okay, so I'm not going to film it, but I'm going to continue the rest of the afternoon today. I'm going to start paint correcting the guards. I haven't brought out the bonnet yet to start doing that either. I'll finish off paint correcting the boot lid, then we can look at the spoiler mounts, the side skirts and the side skirt end caps. Door handles are fine, they're ready to go. They've all got to be put back together so I can start mounting those as well. But that'll be the last sort of parts I think about putting on the car. So I'm going to leave it here today and I'll move into more of this in another episode where I'll be putting more of the car back together and I'll show you. Don't forget to subscribe because it helps my channel. Till next time.